Let's go ahead and start on lesson 11.5. It's on page 663, and we're converting metric units of capacity. Now, last week we did customary units of capacity. Well, metric units are a way of measuring that the whole world uses. Customary is only used here in America. So, metric units of capacity, you have most likely seen these in science class. Milliliters and liters are what we're going to be focusing on today. So let's start at the top of page 663. A pitcher holds 4 liters of water. How many milliliters does the pitcher hold? Solve this problem any way you choose. Okay, there is a rectangle in the middle that says 1 liter equals blank milliliters. Well, 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. L stands for liter, ml stands for milliliter. So 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. 4 liters equals how many milliliters? Well, last week we learned that when you're going from a larger unit like liters to a smaller unit like milliliters, then you're going to do what operation? Multiply, right? So 4 times how many milliliters are in a liter? 1,000 equals 4,000. 4 times 1,000 equals 4,000. So 4 liters equals 4,000 milliliters, which makes sense since we know 1 liter is 1,000. 4 liters is 4,000. Good, go ahead and fill that in. At the bottom, we can see Juanita shares a 1 liter bottle of water with 3 friends. How much water does each person get? Give your answer in liters and in milliliters. So it says that she shares a 1 liter bottle of water with 3 friends. Okay, if it's Juanita and 3 friends, how many people are sharing that bottle of water? 4, right? Not just 3. You have to count Juanita. So each person is getting how much of the water bottle? Well, if you cut 1 into 4 pieces, how much does everyone get? It's a fraction. Here's a hint. 1/4 of a liter. Everybody gets 1/4 of a liter. Now, if I know that 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters, how will I figure out how much 1/4 of a liter is in milliliters? Can we think about how we could split 1,000 into 4 pieces? If we took 1,000 and we divided it by 4, what would we get? Can you do that with me? Can you do 1,000 divided by 4? What do you get? It's 250, right? So the answer can either be 1/4 of a liter or 250 milliliters. Good job. Okay, turn your page. The most commonly used units of capacity in the metric system are the liter, capital L, and the milliliter, M, capital L. They show you there your water bottle is usually labeled in milliliters and liters. You probably see them in graduated cylinders that you use in Ms. Milam's room. We see them sometimes like in our measuring cups. Sometimes there's a milliliters and a liter side to them. Look at box B. It says Susan has 1 875,000th liters of water. How many milliliters is this? Do you see how they have 1 875,000th liters equals blank milliliters? It says in bold there, to change a larger unit to a smaller unit, you multiply. Find 1 875,000ths to 10 to the 3rd power. Where did they get 10 to the 3rd power from? What does 10 to the 3rd power even mean? Does it mean 10 times 3? No, it means 10 times 10 times 10. What is 10 times 10 times 10? 1,000, right? If you have forgotten this, it might be a good idea to go over to the side and write this right here. Okay, when they multiply times 1,000, and there is a decimal, do you remember what we used to do? This was probably our first or second chapter we did together this year. If we have 1 875,000ths times 10 to the 3rd. Now, I want you to remember, this only works when we have powers of 10. We can take our decimal and we can move it 3 times. So now the answer is 1,875. And that's what they got there. They showed you that. So you remember when you multiply with 10 to the third power, you're going to go to the right. What do we do when we divide? Yeah, you're about to see that. Okay, letter C. George has 3,500 milliliters of water. How many liters is this? So he has 3,500 milliliters equals blank liters. Okay, he's going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. Milliliters to liters. They say there to change a smaller unit to a larger unit, divide. This is what you did all last week in the past 4 lessons. So 3,500 divided by how many milliliters in a liter? 1,000. And that time they say 10 to the third, but we just talked about 10 to the third is the same as 1,000, right? Okay. When we multiply, we move the decimal to the right. When we divide, what do you think we would do with the decimal? Move it to the left. That's right. So there's not a decimal here, so where would the decimal go, technically? At the end, right? And if we divide by 10 to the third power, how many decimal moves is that going to be? 3, right? The 3 kind of gives us a hint. So we're going to move backwards. 1, 2, 3. Friends, this is old stuff. The answer is 3 and 500 thousandths. Hey, what do you know about these 2 zeros on the end? Do we have to have them there? Yeah, we could just say 3.5 or 3 and 5 tenths. And that's what they give you as the answer, 3 and 5 tenths liters. Okay. Check out the bottom. At the bottom, it says, order these measurements from greatest to least and explain how you decide. Okay, I see there's some milliliters and there's some liters. Oh, goodness, what are they trying to do to us? Oh, my goodness. Let's change all of them to 1 unit. Since I see more of the liters, let's change them all to liters. So the first one's already done for us, 2,300 liters. Okay, the next one is 500 milliliters. Now, 500 milliliters. How many liters would that be? If there are 100 milliliters in 1 liter, what would 500 be? Half of a liter, right? Okay. Then we have 3,000 milliliters. Ooh, how many liters would that be? How many liters would that be? Think about that. If 1,000 milliliters is in 1 liter, how many liters would be in 3,000? 3 liters, good. Okay, 2 liters, that one's already done for us, and 22 liters. So let's put those in order. Which one would be the greatest? Obviously 2,300, right? Which one would be the next greatest? Well, we said, 22 liters probably, right? The third one, I'm going to go with the thing I changed to 3 liters. Which one was that? 3,000 milliliters. Which one's next? 2 liters. And then the last one is the one we changed to half, which is 500 milliliters. And I just wrote mine all in order with commas in between them. Okay, check out page 665 with me. Number 1 says, explain how you can convert milliliters to liters. How do we convert milliliters to liters? Milliliters are small, liters are bigger. How do we go from small to bigger? You divide, that's right, divide by what? 1,000, or we could say 10 to the third power. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and move to numbers 3 through 8. We're gonna skip around a little. I'm only gonna work a couple of these with you because I think since this is an old skill, you'll get it really easily. Okay, number 3, 2 and 7/500 liters equals blank milliliters. Okay, we're going from larger to smaller. What are we gonna do? Multiply. 2 7/500 times what? 10 to the third, or 1,000. Okay, when we're multiplying by 10 to the third, which way will the decimal go? To the right or backwards? To the left? Right. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 moves. Something's missing. What would we put in this move where there's nothing? A 0, that's right. So how many is it? 2,750 milliliters. Good job. Okay, let's try number 4. Ooh, easy one, easy, easy, easy. 3,000 milliliters, we literally just did this on the page before, equals how many liters? I can think about that just in my head. I know 3,000 is how many milliliters. If I'm going from a smaller to a larger and converting, what am I going to do? Divide by 10 to the third, or 1,000. What is 3,000 divided by 1,000? 3. That's right. 3. Okay, let's do number 5. This one's easy too. 5 liters equals blank milliliters. Well, if we're going from larger to smaller, what are we going to do? Multiply. So 5 times how many milliliters are in a liter? 1,000. What's 5 times 1,000? 5,000 is the answer. Good. 5,000. Okay. Number 6. 250 milliliters equals blank liters. Okay. 250 milliliters equals blank liters. Okay, we're going from small to larger. So what are we going to do? Divide, okay? 250 divided by 1,000, or we could say 10 to the third. Okay. This is kind of tricky. I know that there's basically a decimal at the end of this, right? And if I move it back, how many times? 1, 2, 3, I would get my answer. So the answer is 250 thousandths, or just 25 hundredths liter. Good job. Okay, 2 more. Number 7. 27 10,000ths liters equals blank milliliters. Okay, we're going from big to small. What are we going to do? Multiply. 27 10,000ths times 1,000, or 10 to the third. 10 to the third means we're going to move to the right, right? 1, 2, 3 times. That's the number 3. So our answer is now 27. 27 milliliters. Okay, last one I'm working with you, then you're on your own. 400 milliliters equals blank liters. Okay, we're going from little to big, milliliters to liters. 400, what operation? Division. 400 divided by 1,000, or 10 to the third. I know there's basically a decimal here, right? How many times am I going to move it in which direction? If I move it to the right, the number's going to get larger, right? We're dividing, which means our number needs to get smaller, right? So we're going to go backwards with our decimal. 1, 2, 3. Again, remember, we've already learned how to do this. You know how to do this. 4 tenths, or 400 thousandths, but the zeros kind of come obsolete. We don't really need them for that. So 4 tenths liters is the answer. Guys, I am so proud of you. I hope this is an easy lesson for you. I hope you're taking what you learned last week and applying it to this. Check out the instruction page so that you can see exactly which problems you have to work. Remember, you don't have to do them all. Just the ones I assigned. If you'd like to do them all, go for it. Okay, bye guys, good luck.